Many people are surprised to learn that the word orphan doesn't mean what they think. This is why we are exploring the life of a vulnerable child from 3 different narratives: the orphanage, the family, and the community. Each of these stories, as we know them, are missing something important that informs and shapes the way we help vulnerable children.
We learned from the story of the orphanage how heroic people came to the rescue of orphaned children, but unintentionally got stuck in rescue mode. This caused us to miss the fact that the majority of kids we've rescued have parents or relatives.
This brings us to our next story about the family. In this story, imagine a single mom in a poor community. What if, just like you, she tries her best to provide for her kids, but for her, poverty makes it more and more difficult. Nearby is an orphanage where kids are well-fed, they get to go to school, and the children seem happy. One day, after her children miss another meal, she finally breaks down and goes to the orphanage for help.
So these kids are here because their parents abandoned them.
Abandonment does happen, but to me, this situation looks more like a cry for help, maybe even an act of love. Can you see that by providing through an orphanage, we are potentially drawing children away from their families, even creating more orphans?
So can all the kids in orphanages just go back to their families? I mean, what about families that are bad, or families that don't want them?
It's true, not all families are safe, but a lot more of them are than we had assumed. In fact, the majority of children around the world are not placed in orphanages because of abuse or lack of parental love, but because of poverty.
But isn't it better to give a child a good life or a better future than a poor family could provide?
It's not bad to give children all these things, but it's still depriving them of the most important thing: family. Every child longs to grow up in a family.
I'm torn. It kind of feels like we have to choose between providing for a child's physical needs and their need to be with family.
But what if we didn't have to choose? If we extended our help beyond the child and outside the walls of the orphanage, many more children could have a future and a family. You see, what's missing from the story of the family is community. But when community is empowered, it changes everything.